Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening po, ma'am, whatever time it is sa side niyo po. We are the group 4. I am with Ken Maude, Rowelyn Ginang, Shane Gallarde, and Princess Rosette po. And now we will be reporting our case study report about breast cancer. Next, please. So here are the contents of our report po. A case study report about patient with breast cancer. First is we will be discussing or about the patient. First is the patient information, chief complaint, history of present illness, past medical history, family history, information that may be an interest in this case only. So yung family history po is yung mga information lang na ma-relate talaga sa case niya. Next, please. Next is the medication history, then physical examination, then the laboratory database, problem list, review of hospital course, drug therapy during hospitalization, list of may go home drugs and instructions. Next, please. Then the second one is we will be discussing about the disease state of the patient. So first is the incidence, the etiology, presenting symptoms of acute disease, pertinent laboratory findings, prognosis of the disease, discussion of treatment, traditional treatment, alternative or investigational treatment strategies, and monitoring plan. And lastly is the summary of the case po. First is the evaluation of therapeutic plan, then suggested alternatives, and lastly is the patient counseling points. Next, please. So now we will start about the discussion of the patient. So for the patient information, here is the initial of the patient, which is PB. The age is not specified based on the given case study po, ma'am. Then sex is female. The next is her chief complaint. So DOB or difficulty of breathing for 2 days and cough for 1 month. Then the history of present illness is patient diagnosed with breast cancer in June 2015, and she has a history of surgery and chemotherapy. Then for the past medical history, she has a kidney failure. Then for the family history that is related sa case niya po is her grandfather had bone cancer. So, dito tayo sa medication history of the patient. So, yung mga gamot niya na ginatake are azithromycin, cefepime, metclopramide, NAC or N-acetylcysteine, then tramadol plus paracetamol, amlodipine, salbutamol nebule, tapos piptaz, diphenhydramine, levetiracetam, tranexamic acid, and metronidazole. Then for the non-prescription na ginatake the patient is MX3. And she has no known drug allergies po.
Next is physical examination, vital sign, blood pressure 120/75 mmHg, temperature is 37.5 degrees Celsius, heart rate is 93, respiratory rate 21 breath per minute, and lungs examination reveals moderate progression of appendicitis and minimal bilateral pleural fluid. Next is laboratory database, urinalysis normal, hematology low WBC or white blood cells count, high hemoglobin count. And culture and sensitivity, amoxicillin, clavulanic acid, trimethoprim, tigenecycline. Next is problem list, breast cancer, pneumonia, kidney failure. Next is review of hospital course, treatment for pneumonia initiated with antibiotics, and close monitoring of renal function. Next is drug therapy during hospitalization, antibiotics for pneumonia and kidney failure, symptomatic management, pain relief, bronchodilation, and antiemetics. Next is list of may go home drugs and instruction is antibiotics, supportive medication, or vitamins, supplement, or probiotics.
So for the discussion of the disease state, for the incidence, breast cancer is one of the most common cancers globally, and pneumonia is a common complication in immunocompromised patients. So, breast cancers are regarded siya as one of the most common cancers globally. So, aside from this, breast cancer is nag-process serious threat sa ating public health. So, geographically and demographically, ang incidence is nag-vary. So, may mga different nations na nag-show ng greater rates. On the other hand, ang pneumonia naman is nag-appear as a common consequence, especially sa mga patients na may weakened immune system. So, patients with damaged immune systems, such as those nag-receive ng chemotherapy or living with HIV or AIDS, sila yung mas vulnerable to pneumonia because of their poor defenses. So, for letter B, etiology, breast cancer, multifactorial, involving genetic, hormonal, and environmental factors. And for the pneumonia, bacterial, viral, or fungal infection of the lungs. So for breast cancers, marami siyang complicated etiology or set of causes na nag-involves involves hormonal effects, environmental variables, and yung mga genetic dispositions niya. So for hormonal abnormalities, such as yung high estrogen levels, nagalit sila to carcinogenesis. Whereas ang genetic mutations is nag-provide naman siya ng increased risk. And for the environmental exposures, nag-increase sila ng vulnerability, including sa exposure to toxins and ionizing radiations. So, for pneumonia, ang most common caused is by infectious organisms such as yung mga bacteria, viruses, and fungi na nag-invade sa ating lung parenchyma. So, the majority of community-acquired cases of pneumonia are caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae or Haemophilus influenzae. For letter C, presenting symptoms of acute diseases, breast cancer is often represents with breast lump, changes in breast appearance, or nipple discharge, while ang pneumonia is fever, cough, chest pain, and difficulty of breathing. So, for breast cancer, usually present in breast cancer usually presents casually in its clinical form. So, patients commonly complains yung mga na-experience nila na lump sa kanilang breast, and mga additional potential indicators is include changes in appearance sa kanilang breast, including yung pag-dimpling or yung pag thicker ng kanilang skin, and mga nipple discharges, which has to be look further. On the other hand, for pneumonia, respiratory distress and systemic symptoms are the acute presentations of pneumonia. So common complaints of patients include yung pleuritic chest discomfort, productive sputum, fever, and cough. So additionally, no, breathlessness and tachypnea may appear, which also show that their lung function and oxygen exchange are impaired. For letter D, the pertinent laboratory findings: abnormalities in WBC count, hemoglobin, and chest imaging consistent with pneumonia. So, ang mga tests conducted in laboratories are very important siya for the diagnosis and ongoing treatment of pneumonia and breast cancer. So, ang mga relevant test results for pneumonia ay ay include changes in white blood cell count or WBC, which usually manifests leukocytosis or leukopenia. So these manifestations are signs of inflammatory reactions to infections. Also, changes in hemoglobin levels is nag show up because of the inflammatory process that goes along with it. So for letter E, prognosis of the disease. So variable depending on cancer stage and response to treatment. Pneumonia prognosis generally good with appropriate treatment. So breast cancer prognosis is very dependent siya on several variables such as response to treatment methods such as the tumor stage and histological subtype. So for best results, early discovery and treatment are very essential, and localized illness often has positive prognosis. So for the advanced diseases, nag-indicate sila ng more cautious prognosis and need talaga ng call for aggressive treatment strategies. Sa pneumonia naman, meron siyang good prognosis when treated with when treated right away and appropriately. So, mga infection can be resolved and symptoms can be eliminated more effectively if ang antimicrobial therapy is initiated siya agad, then ang conjunction with supportive measures. So for other patients naman, such as yung mga matatanda na or those with comorbidities, um, ano sila, mas prone sila or mas high yung kanilang rates of morbidity and death, which emphasizes close observation and customized care.
So let's proceed to the discussion of the treatment. So a traditional treatment for breast cancer. So we have many conventional methods such as surgery, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and hormone therapy. So first, for the surgery, this involves the removal of cancerous tissue from the breast. So it could be a lumpectomy or yung pagtanggal ng tumor and surrounding tissue, or the mastectomy, or what we call the removal of the entire breast. And then next is the chemotherapy. So this treatment uses drugs to kill cancer cells or stop them from growing. It can be administered orally or intravenously. Lastly, next is the radiation therapy. So, it has a high energy rays and are used to kill cancer cells. So, they are often used after surgery to destroy any remaining cancer cells in the breast, chest wall, or lymph nodes. Lastly is the hormone therapy. So, ginagamit na siya for hormone receptor positive breast cancer, and it involves medication that block the effects of estrogen or lower estrogen levels in the body, as some breast cancers rely on estrogen to grow. So, for pneumonia naman, it is a traditional treatments for pneumonia typically involve the antibiotics para patayin yung mga bacteria na nagkakos ng infection, and along with supportive care to help the patient recover. And supportive care might include oxygen therapy, fluids, and rest. Next is B, alternative or investigational treatment strategies. So for the breast cancer, these are newer approaches that are still being researched or are considered alternatives to traditional treatment. So for targeted therapies, these are drugs that target specific abnormalities within cancer cells. So they work differently from chemotherapy by focusing on particular molecules involved in cancer growth. And next, in immunotherapy naman, this involves using medications to stimulate the body's immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. For the pneumonia, adjunctive therapies like chest physiotherapy may be considered. So this can be involve techniques such as chest perfusion or postural drainage to help clear mucus from the lungs and improve breathing. And for the letter C, the monitoring plan. So regardless of the treatment approach chosen, we regular monitoring of the disease's progression, treatment response, and any adverse effect is essential. And this monitoring ensures that the chosen treatment is effective and allows for adjustment if necessary. So monitoring may involve regular checkups, imaging tests like mammograms or CT scans, blood tests, and discussions with healthcare providers. It helps in assessing whether the treatment is working as intended and if any changes need to be made to optimize patient outcomes. So next, please. So for the summary, um, healthcare needs, first is the management of breast cancer. So for the pharmaceutical goal, first is to achieve remission, prevent recurrence, and improve overall survival. Laboratory data and physical examination, regular monitoring of tumor markers, example CA15-3, imaging study, example mammography or CT scans, and physical examination for any signs of disease, progression, or recurrence. For recommendations and interventions therapy, continue hormonal therapy if applicable, and consider adding targeted therapy or immunotherapy based on the current stage and molecular characteristics of the cancer. Next is supportive medications such as vitamin supplements and probiotics should be continued to aid in recovery and reduce treatment-related side effects. Um, Next is for the management of I mean can you ano ate Ken? Next slide. So for the monitoring parameters, tumor markers, example CA15 to 3 and also 27.29 every 3 to 6 months during active treatment and surveillance phase, and then imaging studies like mammography, ultrasound, and MRI as per oncologist recommendations for response assessment and surveillance, and then clinical assessment for signs of disease recurrence or progression. So for the desired endpoint, achieve complete remission or stable disease with no evidence of progression. And for the frequency, regular oncology follow-up visits every 3 to 6 months during active treatment, then annually during surveillance phase. Nabalik po ate Kensan. So for the management of pneumonia, first, sa pharmacotherapeutic goal, eradicate the infection, resolve symptoms, and prevent complications, laboratory data and physical examination, continue monitoring of inflammatory markers, chest imaging to assess resolution of opacities, and physical examination for improvement in respiratory symptoms. And then for the recommendation or the intervention therapy, first is to continue current antibiotic therapy like azithromycin, cefepime, and piptas according to our case study, and then based on culture and sensitivity results. Next is consider adding bronchodilators like salbutamol neb and mucolytics like NAC or the N-acetylcysteine to help with respiratory symptoms. And then if there is no improvement or worsening of symptoms, consider alternative antibiotics such as levofloxacin or vancomycin based on culture results. Next slide. And for the monitoring parameters, vital signs including temperature, heart rate, respiratory rate, and oxygen saturation, and then serial chest imaging to monitor resolution of pulmonary infiltrates, laboratory parameters, including complete blood count with differential and inflammatory markers to assess response to treatment. For the desired endpoint, resolution of clinical symptoms and radiographic findings. For the frequency, daily monitoring of vital signs and symptoms assessment until improvement, and then followed by regular clinical follow-up to ensure sustained recovery. Next is for the management of kidney failure. So for the pharmacotherapeutic goal, preserve renal function, manage complications, and improve quality of life. And then regular monitoring of renal function tests like serum creatinine and BUN, electrolytes and fluid balance, along with physical examination for signs of fluid overload or uremia. And then for recommendation, monitor renal function closely, including serum creatinine, BUN, and electrolytes, and then adjust dosages of medications, metabolites renally based on renal function, and then consider discontinuing nephrotoxic medication if possible, such as trimethoprim and tigenecycline, and ensure adequate hydration and consider renal protective measures such as sodium bicarbonate or N-acetylcysteine if indicated. For the for the monitoring parameters, serum creatinine and EGFR to monitor renal function and progression of kidney disease, and then electrolyte levels to detect imbalances and guide management, and blood pressure monitoring to optimize control and prevent further renal damage. So for the desired endpoint, slow progression of renal dysfunction and stabilization of renal function. So lastly, for the frequency, regular monitoring of renal function every 1 to 3 months with adjustments to treatment as indicated based on changes in laboratory parameters and clinical status. Next, please.
So next we have the summary. B, suggested alternatives. So consideration of alternative antibiotics if necessary. So antibiotics are typically not used to treat breast cancer. However, if a breast cancer patient develops an infection during treatment, antibiotics like amoxicillin, ciprofloxacin, or clindamycin may be prescribed to fight bacterial infection. So it's crucial to follow your doctor's recommendation and treatment plan. So next, we have the supportive therapies to improve overall well-being. So C, patient counseling points, importance of medication adherence and follow-up appointments. So next is addressing concern regarding treatment side effects and financial challenges. So next. So here we have a quote. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. So that's all. Thank you.